Good morning, everyone. My name is Francia. If you are taking this class as a recorded class, just remember to have your stuff nearby so that you can go ahead and practice with us as we move. We're not going to need a lot of props, basically just our bodies and our mat, but allow yourself something to maybe elevate your hips or sit up on, because that's going to be helpful throughout the practice as we do some breathing practices and some meditation practices. So let's come to a comfortable seated position. Allow the knees to relax down to the floor and take a moment to feel your sits bones, your pelvic floor, the grounding of your body. Allow that part of your body to kind of nestle into either the mat or the cushion or the floor, whatever surface you are on. And then think about lowering or the lower aspect of your lower belly. So right above the pubic bone, right before the belly button. Think about hollowing that area up and in and creating almost like a section moving up through the inside into the center line of the body. So as we connect with this area of the pelvic floor, drawing the sits bones towards each other, the pubic bone and the tailbone towards each other, we create a foundation. And this foundation we will build upon. So soften the shoulders, let the spine rise, maybe close the eyes. Or you can take your gaze downward. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Slowly exhaling. Start to come into the awareness of your own particular breath. The rhythm of your own particular breath. Notice if that rhythm is steady or if it's a bit erratic. Notice if the breath becomes difficult to draw in or to release, or if it perhaps is effortless in its movement. Become aware of this breath as you sit to ground yourself as we prepare for our practice. One more deep breath like this. And at the end of that last exhale, we'll bring the chin down towards the chest, creating length in the back of the neck. And feel free to add gentle movement side to side, forward and back, moving into the shoulders. We'll release the hands down by the sides. Take a couple breaths here. Noticing and observing how the chest lifts up to meet the chin and the chin draws in to meet the chest. This is preparation for Jalandhara Bandha, which is our throat lock. We're not really practicing that now. We're just starting to feel what that movement, engaged movement feels like. And then inhale, blink the eyes open, lifting the chin up, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale again, draw the arms up, creating space through both sides of the body. Reach and extend out of the waist, out of the sits bones. And then exhale, draw the hands to prayer. One more time, inhale. Reaching up and lengthening, the shoulders roll back and down into their sockets. The arms can stay straight or bent. If you have tightness in your shoulders, reach through the fingertips, lengthen the neck, the torso, the waist. Exhale, hands to prayer. One more time, inhale. Finding length through other sides of your body here. Feel the muscles around the spine lengthening from the sits bones, from the tailbone, all the way up to the shoulder blades. Exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Let's do some side twisting now. So right hand down to the floor. Inhale, left arm up. Find some side bending here, reaching and extending, gazing up towards left fingertips if it feels good. Inhale, come back to center. Inhale again, right arm up, left arm out and extended, bend through the elbow, reach to the right side this time, lengthen through the fingertips and gaze up towards right fingertips. If this bothers your neck, you can look forward or you can even look down towards the left arm. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, inhale, other side. Moving with the breath, remember this is our Vinyasa practice. Hold as you reach, inhale again. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Last one, inhale. Take it to the side, find your breath, root through your sits bones, find your gaze. Extend and lengthen, elevate through that right shoulder, moving it back and away. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. We're going to come off of our cushion now. So if you're sitting on something, just move it over to the side. Unless it's comfortable, you're welcome to stay with it. We're going to take the left foot, tuck it underneath us. And then this right foot, we can either place on top of a block, or if you have your cushion, you can place it on top of your cushion, or you can take it over to your right hip. So if this is accessible, a half lotus like this, great. If not, just place something in front like a pillow and allow that foot to rest on top. We're going to feel a little bit more opening in that hip. If it bothers your knee, tuck that foot a little closer to your body so that you don't feel any pain in the knee. So I'm going to go into this half lotus position. You find the one that fits your body the best. And we're going to take the left hand to the right knee. So moving away from the foot, right hand's going to come around and we're going to find that foot. I'm just going to connect there for a moment. Now, if this knee is floating up in the air quite a bit, we want to try to ground it down towards the floor, not using your arm, but using your leg to bring it down. So once it's down, we find the rotation and we look over back shoulder. If you can't quite reach the foot, that's okay. Just go for as deep as a bind as you can. If you are able to grab the toe, just get a nice grip there with your fingers and the palm of your hand. Gazing over that back shoulder, lengthen out through the abdomen, twist your body. And exhale, slowly release, coming to center. Keeping the foot in the same position, we're going to fold forward now. So hands in front. If you have that pillow in front, you may be able to bend your elbows over it. And just take a moment there. Now notice we're not really truly moving too deeply into these poses. We're just finding where our limitations live. And we're connecting here. Now, if your foot is in half lotus, that heel is going to press into the lower left abdomen. Allow it to make that pressure there. Shoulders go back, elbows are on the floor, or you can have your arms straight here as well. One more breath. And exhale. Inhale, press up, walking the hands back in. And then we're going to twist the other way. Foot is still in the same direction. Right hand to left knee. Left arm comes around, and maybe you can find your hip or your leg or just your waist, whatever you can reach. Gazing over back shoulder, and if that knee is high up in the air, see if you can allow it to lower down towards the earth. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. No worries. Keep connecting with your bind, looking over back shoulder, being gentle and being kind with your movement. And then exhale. Slowly release, coming back to center. We're going to release the right foot now. Take it off and extend it out to the side. So just that right leg extends out, left foot is in. Similar to our Jani Shirshasana, but we're nice and wide and open. We're going to take the forward fold in the center here. Arms extend forward. Maybe your arms can stay straight, or you can bend your elbows, or if you still have your pillow nearby, you can bring your elbows to the pillow. So there's all kinds of options here for you to allow yourself to really kind of settle in. Good. Nice job, Marcio. Try to really extend your spine. So as you're folding forward, you're not rounding, but lengthening and then coming down. Good. Very nice. Steady the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Surrender to what is. Don't fight with your body. Just let it be. One more deep breath. Good. Try to press out through that right heel. Inhale again. And exhale, pressing up, walking the hands back in. Take a moment here, just even everything out. We're gonna bend this right knee, place it in front of the body. So this is similar to our Marichasana, right? So where that left foot is still tucked under, right foot is placed inside. We're gonna reach that right arm over to the left, over that left knee, and then take it center. So you might stay here, just reaching your right arm inside your right leg. This is a good place to be. If this doesn't work, maybe you're up a little bit higher. That's okay too. So you're gonna find a way to either reach forward, inside the knee. There you go. And if you're inside the knee, the shoulder clears, maybe take that arm around and reach for it with your left hand. If not, just staying here is a good place. Hold there and breathe. Inhale, 1, Steadying the breath. 2, lift the chest and shoulders. We're not really folding forward. We're trying to extend. 3, belly's drawn in. 4, and 5. Inhale, release the bind, come back to center, and release your whole body, switch your legs. So now that right leg tucks underneath. The left foot can be up on top of the cushion, just like we did on the other side. This is a great place to be. I'll demonstrate on the cushion on this side. So you would find yourself upright here. Mind your left hip, your left knee. If it bothers your knee, slide that foot a little closer to your body, a little closer so that you can close the knee joint. Then we take right hand to left knee, left arm comes around, and you can keep it on the floor as you rotate. You can reach it for your hip. If you don't have your foot in half lotus, you probably won't find your toe, but you can try. So the only time you would find your toe is if that foot is in half lotus and you can connect here. If your foot is up like this, you're not going to get to the toe, so don't even worry about it. Let's steady the breath, but you can find a little bind with the right hip. Moving into the rotation of the torso, looking over left shoulder, stabilizing the breath. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Good, one more deep breath in. See if you can really rotate that left shoulder back. And exhale, slowly releasing, coming back to center, finding a nice stable body, and then we're gonna go forward. So again, the foot, if it's in half lotus, will press into the lower right abdomen. If it's in front, you're just gonna have to allow yourself to fold over and forward. So stabilize here, palms are down. You can be on your fingertips if that's more accessible for you. Be mindful that you're not rounding or tucking in like this. Instead, imagine your chest and chin one day touching the floor. Stabilize your breath. Good. Inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Let go of the need to adjust, to move. Find stability, find stillness, and just be here for a moment. Surrender to what is without fight and without force. One more breath. And exhale, slowly inhale, coming back up to center, take your time. Now we're gonna turn the other direction. So left hand to right knee, right hand comes around, pressing that left knee down, especially if you have a bolster or a pillow underneath you, you can use that to press it down. And then we reach for the thigh or whatever you can find as we rotate the body and look over right shoulder. Steadying the breath, bringing weight forward towards the fronts of your sits bones, so you're not leaning back, but instead you're leaning forward. Let the shoulders guide the direction of the twist. Feel it all the way down to your waist and to your hips. Let the gaze move as far right as possible, stabilizing the breath. One more deep inhale. Exhale, slowly releasing your bind, coming all the way back to center. And let's go ahead and remove the pillow off to the side. And we're going to take that left leg, straighten it out, find our wide open Janu Shirshasana. So the sole of the right foot presses onto the inside of the left leg. We're going to fold straight forward this time. So allow yourself a little moment to wiggle through. Elbows can come down. Stabilize the breath, lengthen out of the torso, and stay here. 1, 2, make sure that this left leg is active. The calf and the heel are pressing down to the floor. 3, deep breathing. 4, calm and steady. And 5, inhale, head up. And exhale, walking the hands in, nice and slow, coming back to center. Okay, last one. We're going to take this left leg, bend it, plant it on the floor, and just take a moment here. You can hold on to that left knee and stabilize yourself. Take right hand down, reach that left arm out to the side, and then forward as best you can. So ideally, when you find this forward movement, it's gonna find all of that length and stretch in that left side quad side of your body. So as you reach yourself forward, maybe just stay here. If this is not accessible, you can stay upright. You can even stay hugging the knee in like this. So these are all options for you to take. If you are in the forward fold, take that left arm around, reach it for the left hip, and then we're gonna take the right arm around and we're gonna connect with our fingertips. So once you have your fingers, lift the chest, and then exhale, stay there. We're not holding forward, we're just trying to find elongation of the spine. 1. Plant the left foot down on the floor. 2. Lengthen out of the torso. 3. If you have your bind, hold tightly. 4. Otherwise, just keep leaning in whichever way feels right for you. And 5. Exhale, slowly releasing the bind, releasing the arms, coming back to center. Take both feet on the floor and let's give ourselves a nice rounded hug. So push the middle back out away from you. So your middle back, you want to push it out just like cat pose. Forehead to the knees. Soften the abdomen, soften the shoulders. And inhale, slowly release. All right, we're gonna make our way up to our kneeling position. So cross the feet, hands in front. Inhale, pick yourself up, walk your legs back, and then bring the knees down to the floor. Let's find tabletop position. Once you're in a tabletop, just take a moment to stabilize the hands, the knees, and the feet. Inhale, open up to cow. Exhale, curl into cat. So we do this almost every time we do a vinyasa practice. We move always into the spine. So start to connect from the top of the head to the tailbone. All the little ligaments, muscles, tendons, all those little aspects of our body, especially in our spine, that articulate the movement from cat to cow. Good morning, Dina. Good morning. And then from here, once you've done a few of these, there's no really any number, just have feeling your way through. Then we'll come to a flat back. And one more cat. And then we'll come to a flat back. Good. Walk the knees in so that they are together, and we're going to take a down puppy. So let's walk the knees back a tiny bit. Look forward, slide your hands forward. Let's take a down puppy here. So you can either bring your forehead to the floor. This tends to be the most accessible version of down puppy. Or you can slide forward, bring your chin to the floor. That's another option. Steady with the breath here. You can always change to your forehead. Your palms are down, your forearms are down, and you're finding lift here in the sits bones. Let's hold 5 breaths wherever you choose. 1. Reaching the chest towards the mat. 2. Stabilize your shoulders. 3. Belly's drawn in. 4. Steady breathing. 5. Exhale, press through the arms and slowly lower the hips down. Open up the feet and let's take a Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, the belly's down, the feet, top of the feet are down. We're opening the heart space. Take a couple of breaths here. Try not to squeeze through your glutes or your legs. Relax your legs completely. Just keep your palms down. Lift the chest, shoulders back. Find length in the top of the head. Stabilize. Check in with the lower back. Make sure you feel widening across the sacrum. Widening across the shoulders and the upper back. And widening across the chest and torso. And then exhale, open the elbows, release yourself down. Make yourself a little pillow for your head and just shake out, shake out the hips here. Moving the hips side to side. And slowly with the next breath, we'll go ahead and tuck the toes under, press ourselves up, and take a child's pose. So opening the knees wide, big toes touching, hips all the way down, arms reach forward, chin down, stabilize here, find your child's pose. Notice this is similar to the down puppy we just did. There's this elongation of the shoulders, and you're moving the shoulders back and down into their space. You can have the forehead or the chin on the mat. Or if nothing quite comes to the mat, just lengthen yourself and find yourself as long torso, arms as you can. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Reaching the hips towards the heels. And inhale, slowly lift the head, slide the hands in, and let's make it onto a regular seated posture here with our knees on the floor. If this is difficult for you, you can place something underneath the tops of your feet, or you can sit up on top of a pillow. So from here, we're gonna go ahead, inhale, draw the arms up, palms together, gaze at thumbs, exhale, hands to prayer. It's very similar to how we started. Again, inhale, arms up, gazing up towards thumbs, reach and stretch. Exhale, hands to prayer. 1 last time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Taking right hand to left knee. Left hand comes around. Find your right side waist, or see if you can find your thigh. Looking over back shoulder. Open up your torso. Stabilize your body. Try not to lean too much to the left or the right. And exhale, slowly release. Arms extend out like a T, palms facing up. And then exhale, we do the other side. Left hand, right knee. Right hand finds left thigh or hip, whatever you can find. Looking over right shoulder, rotating torso. Stabilize your weight. Sometimes we put too much weight on either side, so just keep it even. Lengthen through the torso, keep lower, drawing in the lower belly. And exhale, release. Arms extend out, palms down this time. Take a moment here to reach to the fingertips, lengthen through the shoulders, and then exhale, arms down. Good. Let's come into tabletop once more, and we're going to move into our first vinyasa. So tucking the toes under, inhale, lift the knees up. Not too high, not too low. Find yourself stabilizing your core here. Just the arms pressing into the mat. Nice, strong abdomen here. So you want to feel almost like you were doing maybe a sit-up or some kind of core work. And then exhale, press yourself back into our first downward facing dog. So our first downward facing dog, we're going to soften both knees here, kind of bounce the knees a little bit. Let the head hang heavy. Move into the space of the shoulders as you move the chest towards the thighs. So what happens when we're tight in the body, sometimes the weight comes forward like this, and you're in this position, which is putting a lot of pressure on your wrists. So what you want to do is bring in the lower belly, soften the knees, and move the rib cage towards the thighs. Now, once we're here, let's start to pedal out the legs. Bend one knee deeply as we straighten the other. As we move through this, start to reconnect with your breath if you've lost that connection. Deep inhale, slow exhale, swaying the hips side to side. You can even start to move your head. When you bend the right knee, you can gaze to the left. When you bend the left knee, you can gaze to the right. If that kind of feels like it's too much, just keep it in center, looking towards your belly button. And then after a few of those, let's give it a chance here to bring both heels down to the floor. And find our downward facing dog. We're going to hold here 5 breaths. Stabilize. 1, 2. Connect with your sense of willpower. 3. If it gets to be too much, you can always take child's pose. 4, but we are almost there. See if you can see it through. And 5. Inhale, look forward, walk the feet forward. Come into a hanging forward fold. Separate your feet hip width. Let your body rest down. So you want your rib cage and your thighs to touch. So bend your knees as much as you need to here. Hold on to opposite elbows. Reach the elbows towards the toes. Let the head hang. So we're going to stay here with the knees deeply bent and the torso, your rib cage, touching your thighs. So you don't want to be up here. You want to be down low. Yeah, good. Good change, Marcia. And then let the head hang heavy. Look between the knees. Somewhere behind you, find your drishti, find your focus. As we hold this, keep the rib cage and the thighs connected. So don't let that space, don't let there be space between the rib cage and the thigh. Start to engage into the feet. So many times we roll the weight out to the pinky toe sides of the feet or in towards the big toe sides of the feet. So whichever direction you're heading towards, try to even it out. Keep the weight equally distributed between the front, back, and sides of your feet. And then as you start to kind of connect here with the soles of your feet, see if you can lengthen your sit bones up and try and engage your quadriceps to straighten more and more through your legs. If it's too much, it's too much. Just take it easy. Roll the weight forward to the toes, stabilize your breathing. 1, 2, calm and steady. 3, 4, and 5. Now, hands come down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. See now if you can straighten your legs. So at this point, you may be able to straighten your legs. If not, you can come to your fingertips, or you can use your pillow to dig you a little higher, or your blocks. If you have yoga blocks, you can place blocks underneath your hands. All kinds of stuff you can do here. From this position, we're going to press into the arms, engage the shoulders, so the arms are working here. You're not just sinking in, you're working, pressing through. Lift into the abdomen, and then slowly come up onto your toes. Heels up, shoulders strong, and exhale, lower down. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up, exhale, lower down. Press firmly through your arms or hands. Inhale last time. Exhale down. Beautiful. From here, walk the right foot in between the hand and the left foot back. Let's take a lunge. So allow yourself a moment here to stabilize through your leg. Your left heel is up in the air and your left hip is moving forward and down as your right knee bends deeply. Lengthen through the torso. I'm on my fingertips, but you can be down on the palms of your hands. You can be using blocks. You choose here what suits your body best. Open through the torso and let that left hip draw down and forward, similar to a runner's lunge here. From here, we're going to pivot the left heel down to the floor. Take the right hand on the inside of the right knee and open the left arm up towards the ceiling. Stabilize your breath. Open up the chest and shoulders, hips forward and down. Good. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Take the left hand down, both hands inside of the right foot, and walk the right foot to the right. So now we're doing our lizard's pose, a little bit different. Both hands on the inside, right knee on the outside of the shoulder, and then exhale. See if you can softly bend through your elbows for a little push-up. Inhale, come up. 2 more times. Exhale, softly bend your elbows for a little push-up. Inhale, come up. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Release the left knee to the floor. Point the left toes. Take a moment. Grab onto that right side. Walk the foot in a little bit. And then inhale. Lift up. Find your lunge. Pressing both hands into that right knee as the left knee presses down and back. Lift the chest, shoulders back. Try to open up your front body here. We're going to add some arms only if you're ready. Inhale, release the arms. Exhale there. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale there. Inhale again. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Slide the hands down either sides of the right knee. Left toe tucks under. Back to that lunge we started with. Right foot back. Take a high plank. So if you find your high plank, notice it's the same engagement in the arms here. Strong legs, you're on your toes. Exhale, let's take our chaturanga. So bend the elbows slowly. Lower yourself down. See if you can cover. Press the heels back. Inhale, open up. Find your upward facing dog. And let's take a moment here Wiggle a little bit side to side. The tops of the feet are pressing down. The legs are strong. You can have your knees down on the floor, but do try to relax your glutes and thighs. Let your hips sink as you elevate out of the sacrum and out of the rib cage. Maybe even looking up if that's accessible for you. Exhale, slowly release. Tucking toes under, hips rise up. And we come back to our downward facing dog. This being the second time we move into down dog, maybe less movement is needed. Maybe the legs can straighten right away. Maybe you can start to work deepening the breath right away from the first movement. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Stabilize yourself here. Moving the shoulders back and down. One more deep breath. Really reach out of the sacrum. You're pulling the sits bones back and away. And exhale. With the next inhale breath, we look forward. We want to walk the feet forward. Back to the top of the mat. Separate them. Soften your knees. Rib cage and thighs touch. And again, we hold on to opposite elbows. We take our hanging forward fold. Try not to close your eyes here. Keep them open. Keep your drishti. Keep your focus. Roll the weight forward to the toes. Engage the legs nice and steadily. You can straighten the legs a little bit, or you can keep a deep bend. This can almost be a squat if you need it to be. You want to feel this in your lower back. So focus your attention there. Let yourself hang here. Remember the weight distribution of the feet. Front to back, side to side. You're centering your weight in all four corners of the feet. Shoulders relax. Maybe you start rolling weight forward. Maybe you start lifting through the legs, contracting the quadriceps, finding deep stretch in the back of the leg. Stabilize your breathing and lengthen your abdomen. One more breath. Exhale, release the hand. Palms can come to the floor or blocks or cushion. And then find length in your body here. See if you can straighten your legs once more. Keep the belly drawn in. We're going to do those lift ups one more time. So bring weight to the arms just like in our high plank. Inhale, push into the arms. And see if you can bring the heels up. Exhale, lower down. This can be really tough, so just do what you can. Inhale, squeeze and press. Heels up. Exhale, lower down. Relax. Good. One more time. Inhale. Squeeze and press. Heels up. You're on the tips of your toes. Exhale. Heels down. Good job. Now this time take the right foot in front and the left leg steps back. Oh, sorry, wrong side. Left foot in front, right leg steps back. And now we're back in our lunge, just like we did on the other side. It felt really weird as soon as that leg went back. Oh, I already did that. So right now, hands are on either sides of the foot. Remember, you can be on the fingertips or you can have blocks. Right heel is off the floor. Contract your back leg and roll that right hip forward and down. So you want to make sure that your hips are nice and even. So a couple of breaths here, stabilizing through the arms and through the legs, strong and easy. All right, now we're going to pivot that right heel to the floor. So the right heel comes down. Left arm's going to go inside the left knee. Hips down and forward. Right arm up. Rotate the torso. Stabilize. Press the pinky edge of the right foot down. Reach and extend. Strong shoulders. Steady your breath. Hips down and forward. And then exhale. Right hand comes down. Pivoting the toe. And sliding that left foot to the left. Now we find our lizard pose. Take a few breaths here. Letting go of the need to fight with your body. Sometimes we like to do that. Let's do our lizard push-ups here. So exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, press it back up. So we're just lowering down and pressing back up. Good. One more. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, press back up. Take a breath. All right. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and walk that left foot inside again. Right knee comes down. Release the right foot. Hands on the thigh, taking our lunge. So from this lunge position, your hips are moving in a forward down towards the left heel. The nice breath that is drawn in creates lift in the torso. You can stay here with your hands on your thigh, or we can release them down and take a breath to draw them up. Find and stabilize yourself here. Shoulders back and down. Hips forward and down. Connect with your breathing and connect with your own body. If you need a break, just taking a child's pose or sitting and breathing is always a good option. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way down to the floor. Right knee tucks, right toe tucks under, straighten the right leg. This left foot's gonna go back. We find our high plank. Strong shoulders, just like before. Exhale, take your chaturanga. Hover and press the heels back. Inhale, open up. And finding our upward facing, wiggling through. Opening the chest, letting the neck relax. Maybe gazing up. Exhale, downward facing. Finding our downward facing dog here, we let the head shake out. And we stay here 5 more breaths. There's an aspect of our practice that is very important that we incorporate every time. This is the Yoga Sutra, Sthira and Sukha Asana. So basically it means we find the softness within the difficulty. And when everything's too easy, we challenge ourselves slightly. So it's that balance between ease and effort. I know I mention it all the time, but as we find our downward facing dog, as we connect to our downward facing dog, this is a good place to find it. Where can you find ease within all the effort of this asana? Exhale, looking forward, bringing the knees down, and let's separate the knees. Take child's pose once more. Hips down, arms reach forward, forehead to the floor. Even in postures like this one, you may find that you still need to add some effort. So you find a combination of those two aspects, ease and effort, softness and attempt and trying, working. Stabilize your breathing here once again. One more breath. Exhale, chin up, look forward, walk the hands in, lift the hips, slide the knees underneath, take tabletop one last time. All right, we're gonna go into a threading of the needle, working on releasing the shoulders. Did a lot of stuff with the shoulders today. So left arm up towards the sky, open the chest, reach towards left fingertips, exhale, slide that left hand through, left shoulder down, left ear down. Take your space here between the left shoulder and the left ear. And you can keep your right hand right where it is, or you can slide it up towards the top right corner of your mat. And lastly, you can straighten the right leg if you wish. Make sure that you feel this weight and pressure on top of that left shoulder, not the neck. And the neck should be stretching nicely, but you should not feel like your weight is on there. The weight should be on that left shoulder and slightly, partly on that left ear or temple. Exhale, right knee comes down if it's lifted. Right hand comes forward if it's extended. Inhale, press yourself up, and left arm opens up once again. Open into that side body. Exhale, release. Okay, let's do the other side. Right arm up. Twist the body. Exhale, slide it through. Right shoulder comes down. Pull the right ear forward. Find to stabilize here. Left hand can stay on the mat, or it can slide forward so you can extend it. And then lastly, that left leg can extend if you wish. Be wherever your body needs to be.
Weight is in your right shoulder, not your neck, and definitely not your head. Your head feels a little bit of the weight, but it's mostly on that right shoulder. Calm, peaceful breathing. One more deep breath, see what you can do. Good. Exhale, lowering the left knee if it's extended. Sliding that left hand in towards the body if it's extended. And then inhale, pressing ourselves up, opening up to the right. And then exhale, hands down. Good. We're going to make our way to seated. So cross your feet, slide your knees forward towards your hands. Cross your feet. Inhale, pick your knees up off the floor and slide them forward so you can come to a seated position. Good. Once you're seated, go ahead and extend the legs. And we'll continue on here with Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. We did it standing, we're going to try seated now. Bring the legs, the femurs, into their sockets. So you want to plug the leg into the hip. Lengthen up through the abdomen. You can start in Dandasana with the hands on the floor, chest lifted, shoulders back. Keep the feet flexed so the toes pointed towards your face. Stabilize your breathing here. One of the bandhas that we can connect with here is our Uddiyana Bandha. So thinking about the space between the rib cage opening out and hollowing up. Same with the lower abdomen, everything lifting, spine nice and straight, and the head can kind of just tuck forward and down. One more breath in Dandasana, inhale. And exhale, slide your legs, hands forward, see if you can grab your big toes. So if grabbing your big toes is not accessible, maybe you grab your shins or even your knees. But try to keep the straightness in your spine. Don't go from here to here. Nice long spine. So whether you have your toes, your legs, whatever you have, inhale, lengthen torso, and then exhale, fold from there. Elbows towards the ground, top of the head towards the toes. Now the back may round a bit once you come into the forward fold, but you want to keep elongating the torso. So feel the stretch in the legs, hips, back, and even into your shoulders and neck. Stay here a few breaths. Once you've been here for a couple of breaths and you feel like you have a place to go, you can slide your hands closer to your feet. So say your hands were at your shin, slide them towards your ankles. If they're at your ankles, see if you can grab your feet. If they're at your toes, see if you can interlace your hands underneath the feet. So any variation of this works. If you're here, try coming here. If you're here, try coming here. If you're here, try extending a little bit more. And just go to your maximum, whatever that is for you. Steady your breath and come back to that rule, that awareness of Sthira and Sukha. Ease and effort. Letting go. Not fighting, not creating force, but instead surrendering to whatever you find. One more breath. And exhale, release the hands, lift the chest. Inhale deeply, exhale again. Inhale, come back up. Notice how sitting back up after that forward fold is a little bit easier. We're going to bend the knees, plant the feet on the floor for a reverse tabletop. Hands behind you, fingers pointing forward. So don't bring your fingers to point back, forward towards your body. Draw in through the belly, tuck the chin in, shoulders back and down, bend your elbows. We're going to press into the legs, so plant your feet firmly. Inhale, hips up, find your tabletop position. You may rock a bit here, forward and back, hips up and over, and then drop your head back. Let's hold for 5. 1, 2, steady your breath. 3, hips up, don't let them sink. 4, strong legs. 5, exhale, head forward, hips down, extend the legs, find Dandasana one more time, settle in. Good job. We're going to lay all the way down onto the back. So just take a moment here to lay all the way down. Soften the shoulders, separate your feet, let the knees come in towards each other. We call this one our resting posture. It's just allowing your hips to relax. You can have your hands at your belly, or one hand at your belly, one hand at your heart. And just take a moment to observe. Some of the asanas we practice today can be a little bit difficult, a little bit tough to move our bodies into. However, your practice has gone so far, exactly how it's meant to. There's no right or wrong whenever you do your yoga practice. It's just a matter of being aware and moving with breath. With the next exhale, we'll open up the knees, and we're going to bring the knees up in towards the shoulders. So we're going to start with the knees wide, almost like we're doing a malasana, but on our backs, a squat pose, but on our backs. Flex the feet so the toes point towards you. And then we're going to take the arms inside the knees, grab a hold of the pinky edge sides of the feet, or you can grab your ankles or your shins, whatever you can find. Flatten out the back and just be here for a moment or two. Just observe how flat the back is. You don't want to be rounding. You don't want your head up. Keep the head down. Keep the sits bones down. Flatten out as best as you can. And then from here, we're going to try to elevate the heels. So inhale, lift the heels away from the body. This is the more traditional child's pose, or not child's pose, happy baby. And again, sometimes the baby's not so happy, so you can kind of sway a little bit side to side, rocking that movement into the back, letting go of all the tension in the back muscles, starting to feel openness in the hips. As we settle back to center, we're going to grab a hold of the big toes with the fingers. So instead of grabbing the sides of the feet, see if you can grab the big toes. And then inhale, try to straighten the legs. So we're moving into this straight leg position. Shoulders are plugged back and down into the body, and we're just trying to move here. Maybe your legs don't straighten. Maybe they stay a little bit bent. That's okay. Keep your head down. Good. Good. And then as you move into this, you can softly bend through the elbows and let your legs stretch a little bit more. Decide where you want your body to be. Don't force. 1. Calm your breathing. 2. 3, let your arms be like weights, hanging heavy. 4, almost there, don't give up. 5, exhale, bend the knees once more, let the feet come down, hold on to your feet by wrapping your hands around, and we'll take a supta or reclined Baddha Konasana. So the knees are out like butterflies, and you can kind of move the legs a little bit, move the hips, or you can even flap your wings, flap your knees. Either way. Sometimes for me, just being still feels pretty good. Stabilizing the breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And 1 more. Keep pulling those knees away from the body. And then exhale, release the hands, let the feet come down. Keep the Baddha Konasana shape, but let the feet come down to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, and again, you can add a little bit of movement. Check in with the hips, the hip flexors, the quads, the legs, the glutes. Want to make sure that there's some stable feeling in the front of your hips and around the hips, so be gentle. Then we'll take the arms out like a T and stay here for a few breaths. If this feels like it's too much, you can slide pillows underneath your thighs to help support some of your weight. But if it just feels like you're working, then allow yourself to work. Everything doesn't have to be easy peasy. Sometimes things can be a little bit of work. Just always remember to find the ease within that effort. 1 more breath, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to release the arms down to the thighs. Use your hands and arms to help bring your knees back together, because the inner thighs might feel like a little bit of strain. Once the knees are back together, extend your legs, and we're going to move into a fish pose. We traditionally do this one supported. Today we're going to do it without any props. So press into your elbows, lift your head, slide your elbows back a bit, and lift the chest.
This is a good place to be. You can have your palms down or facing your body. Lift the chest and torso and drop your head back. I would suggest this is kind of the easiest version of fish pose that we can find. So you're welcome to stay here. I'll give you the option to move a little deeper into this by sliding your elbows down towards your hips and then taking the top of your head to the floor. Still the rib cage is lifted, the chest is lifted, and still you have weight on your forearms and elbows. So this would be the second version of fish pose you can try. If you're here and you want to give the last version a try, just release the arms, palms down on top of the thighs, arms straight. Keep the rib cage and chest open, top of the head on the floor. Stabilize your breath, press with the toes so your toes are pointed. Wherever you are, exhale, release the head and allow yourself to come all the way down onto the back. Take a moment here. We're going to move the head side to side. So take the chin to the right shoulder, back to center, chin to the left shoulder. If you're not used to doing poses like that, fish pose is a back bend. But if you're not used to doing that, sometimes it can create some strain in the neck and shoulders. So just take a moment to go side to side. And then you can take the right hand to the left ear and just pull towards the right. Stretching the left side of the neck. You can reach the left arm down to deepen it a little bit. And then release, same thing on the other side. Right hand to left ear, stretch to the left, and then reach with the right arm to lengthen through the right side, neck and shoulder. And slowly release. Then go ahead and make sure that you are fully on your mat. Separate your feet hip width. Take your Shavasana. Arms down by your sides, palms facing up, legs are relaxed. Shavasana is a very, very important part of our practice. It allows us to release physically the lactic acid that we've built up in our muscles through our movement. But it also gives us an opportunity for introspection, for quiet, for stillness. So take advantage of that. Be here with your breath, calming the nervous system, calming the muscles of the body. And settle into the body. You might have found yourself moving in that space between wakefulness and sleepiness. We let all the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, every cell of our bodies breathe. And from here, we can start to perhaps reawaken by adding gentle movement to the fingers and the toes. Just start to wiggle your fingers, maybe turning the wrists and ankles. Bring awareness back to this body, to this room, to this time and space.
As you draw a big, nice inhale, breath in, maybe reaching the arms up overhead, creating a full body stretch, pulling and reaching in opposite directions. And then exhale, release the arms, bend the knees, take a constructive resting pose once more, tucking the tailbone under, letting the knees fold in towards each other. Next exhale breath, we'll roll over onto our side, using your bottom arm like a pillow. Just take a few moments here. And next inhale breath, we'll start to slide ourselves back up to seated. If you do have your pillow nearby, go ahead and grab it so you can sit on it. We'll do a nice breathing practice before we finish up. And you can sit back up on top of your pillow, nice and cross-legged. Take your time, there's no rush. Whenever you feel ready, you come to seated. Stabilize yourself. Having come full circle from when we first began our practice today, just take a moment to observe any changes in the body. Any changes in your mindset? Any changes in your emotional state? Just observe. So we're going to finish off with alternate nostril breathing. If you're feeling stuffy on any particular side of the nose, you're welcome to place like a towel or even your fist underneath, though we're going to use our right hand, so maybe your left fist, but something that would create openness in the opposite nostril. So for example, if the right nostril is clogged up, you would place something underneath the left armpit. If the left nostril is clogged up, you would place it underneath the right. So just a way for you to be able to open up and breathe through both nostrils. Then we're going to take our right hand to Vishnu Mudra, closing the index and the middle finger. Right thumb, index fingers are out. And we're going to close the right nostril with the thumb. Inhale through the left. Closing the left nostril with the index ring finger. Exhale through the right. Now inhale right. Close the right nostril. Exhale left. Inhale left side. Exhale right side. Inhale to the right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right side. Close right nostril. Exhale left side. Inhale left side. Closing left nostril, exhaling to the right. One more round. At your own pace, alternating through the nostrils.
Once that last expel breath comes out the left nostril, release the right hand. And then just take a few moments here to breathe through both nostrils. This alternate nostril breathing allows us to balance the left and right sides of our bodies, our brain, our emotional states, calming the nervous system and bringing ourselves back into homeostasis. So now that we're breathing through both nostrils, just settle in, connect to what is, and let everything else go. With the next exhale breath, we'll draw the palms together at the center of the heart, symbolizing the union of the body, of our minds, and of our spirit. We'll seal the sacred practice today with a deep inhale and a sound Om. Inhale to begin. Namaste.
Namaste.